It is so motivating. We carried this 90,000 in debt for years and years, and I always felt like I was absolutely drowning in debt. I always felt like anytime I got a paycheck, it was ripped out of my freaking hands by the people who I owed money to it. Okay, it's no secret, I love the debt snowball. The debt snowball was one of the tools that me and Nikki used when we paid off our $91,000 in consumer debt in only 10 months. So for those of you who have never heard of the debt snowball, basically it's where you take a piece of paper and you list out all of your debts, putting the smallest on the top and then working your way down until you have your largest debt at the bottom. And when I say smallest and largest, I mean like the payoff amount, not the monthly payment. Don't look at the monthly payment, don't look at the interest. Just the total payout amount. Start with the smallest at the top and work your way down to the largest at the bottom. This does not count your mortgage. Once you have them listed out, smallest to largest, basically what you're going to do with the debt snowball is you're going to pay them off in that order. So starting with the smallest, let's say your payment on the smallest is like $100 a month. When you pay that off, you're going to take that $100 a month and you're going to apply it to your minimum payment on your next largest debt that's on your list. Now what happens is as you move down your list where you're taking that minimum payment and putting it onto your next debt, once you pay off like 2 or 3 debts, all of the sudden you're going to be making huge payments on one of your debts that are further down the line. So we had like credit card, student loan, another student loan, and a personal wedding loan. When we got those first 4 paid off and we were able to take all of those minimum payments and apply them to that 5th debt that was on our list, holy crap, we were making huge payments on that debt. And so it was paid off in like no time. Even though it was like a $12,000 debt, we were paying like $800 a month on it because we'd taken all these minimum payments from all these other small debts that we'd paid off and put them onto that debt. Now, when I said it's low risk to use the debt snowball, this is what I mean. When you pay off your first couple of debts, you're freeing up that monthly cash that you could use for something else. So let's say that your smallest debt was like a Visa card that you paid $60 a month. Once that Visa is paid off, you now have $60 a month that you could potentially use on something else. You're gonna put it on your next smallest debt because that's how the debt snowball works and we're trying to get out of debt here. But if you had to, you could put it towards something else if there was some sort of an emergency. As you get debts paid off and you get those minimum payments freed up, it decreases your overall risk because between paychecks, you have more money available to you. Now, the second reason that I really like the debt snowball is because it is so motivating. Like we carried this 90,000 in debt for years and years and years. And I always felt like I was absolutely drowning in debt. I always felt like anytime I got a paycheck, it was ripped out of my freaking hands by the people who I owed money to. Once we started to pay off those debts, once all of those debts started to hit zero, it was really, really motivating for me. I was absolutely crippled by how much debt we had. When we lined up all of our debts on a piece of paper, like not only was it humiliating, but also it was so deflating. I felt like we would never get out from under it. Our life was just going to be owing money. That's all there is to it. Once we were able to start to pay off some of the really small debts, it was like $800 to Visa. Oh, that felt good. Never had a Visa paid off before. Snip. Then we paid off a loan that we had from our wedding. Wow, that felt pretty good. We just got rid of 2 debts. Actually, I feel like we actually might be able to gain some steam here. Maybe there is an end in sight, and then we pay off the next debt and the next debt. And it's like, holy crap, this feels really, really good. And we're only like 6 months into it and we've paid off like, I don't know, 4 debts, probably 4 companies that are out of our life. It felt amazing. We couldn't wait to get on to the next debt. And we started building like these color-in thermometers and piggy banks and all this stuff where we were annihilating all of this debt. We were having garage sales. We were so motivated, celebrating all the time, just getting rid of all of these debts. That's one of the things I really love about the debt snowball. Now, other people may use what's called the debt avalanche, where you put the highest interest debt at the top and you get rid of that one because it has such high interest, it's doing you so much damage. Yeah, I guess that would be okay. I mean, one of our highest interest was my truck. I think we owed like $28,000 or $30,000 on my truck. If we were trying to pay off like a $30,000 truck, it would have taken 6-7 months of sacrifice to get to the point where we could actually pay it off, versus the way that we did it using the debt snowball. We paid off all the little wee ones first, $800, $3,000, $5,000. We paid all of those off first, and every time we paid one off, it felt so good. We celebrated. I worked extra shifts. We sold stuff. I started doing little side jobs to bring in more money because we could just get rid of this stuff so much faster using this snowball. And if we had to like sacrifice for 2 or 3 months and see no results because we're paying off this huge $30,000 high interest debt, I'm sure that we would have lost steam and went right back to succumbing to the idea that we're going to be in debt the rest of our life. And man, that was a terrible, terrible place to be psychologically, and it was horrible for our marriage. So anyway, if you guys are using the debt snowball, type snowball down in the comments. Let me know how it's going for you. If you want to get started on the debt snowball and you don't really know how to get started, go into the description. There's going to be a link there where you can contact me for a consultation. I'll understand your situation, and then we can do just 1 or 2 sessions of one-on-one coaching. I'll show you exactly how to get started safely. We'll use your actual numbers to get you going on the debt snowball, and you can celebrate some of the successes that me and Nikki have celebrated, and a lot of my other coaching clients. And hey, if you don't want to do one-on-one coaching, that's cool. Just subscribe, like, share this video with someone. If you haven't checked out my video on budgeting, you're going to want to see that one next.